Hello traders, it's Samurai Trader here. Welcome to this training video. In today's video I'm going to be briefly covering day trading using range charts and also what I believe are the best red flag news sites. As we get underway, I do need to put up the risk disclaimer. If you're new to my channel, if you haven't read one of my disclaimers for some time, please do review the risk disclaimer. Pause the video and make sure you do read it. There is a risk in trading. And as we get underway, also, if you haven't already obtained my free ebook, Truth About Day Trading, in the description link below under this video, you'll be able to click on and request my free ebook for Truth About Day Trading and or my free training manual, Discover How We Trade the Futures, Forex and Stock Market. So please feel free to click on the let me get this right, click on the download link in the description below. Thank you. So let's start with red flag economic reports. It's absolutely essential that at the start of every day we review the news, what is coming out. That is, I'm not a big one on actually watching the news, watching for breakouts, etc., because the news readers, when it comes to financial news, they are quite often pushing their own personal view. News is delayed, etc. So I don't watch the news channels. However, what I am interested in here, particularly as a day trader, I'm interested in what red flag news may be coming in, or what major news may be coming out for the day that may affect the market that I'm trading. So the two best that I really prefer are forexfactory.com and econoday.com. Now with forexfactory.com, you'll find that most forex traders, or many perhaps I should say, will use Forex Factory. But what if you're a futures trader? Well, I would refer to both, and here is why. If you trade gold, for an example, that can be heavily impacted upon what is happening in the forex market. So I think it's very important that on a daily basis, before you start each day, that you review your news. You jot out in your trading journal any red flag news announcements that may be coming out. So let's just quickly visit them. So what we're looking at here is forexfactory.com. Now once again, I believe every trader should be reviewing, let me get this right, reviewing this particular site. And one thing though, you will see here the date, and you've then got the time. So depending on where you are located in the world, you may have to adjust the time. Now for an example, I'm based in Australia, so I'll need to go and adjust that. So in this particular case actually, or you can just simply go where is it here, match automatically to your computer clock, which is what I've just done. Okay, so I'm recording. I'll go back, so it's 4:24 p.m. here, so I'll now go back to the calendar, and here we go. So this gives me all the red flags for the week. Very important that we take notice of the red flags, and we can see here for an example a ton of them later on the week in USA. So let's now have a look at Econoday. Now in this particular case, unfortunately we're not going to see the Monday, which is off to the left because it's going off the screen, off the PowerPoint slide size here, and we can see tomorrow being the 4th of July, the main markets are closed. And we can see then Wednesday, so we can see FOMC minutes at 2. So I'm really interested in these red flags, and I want to be very wary of trading these. Now I actually will probably do a video specifically for my members on which of the red flags we really want to be really notice. For an example, the jobless claims is not much of a needle mover nowadays. So there are some that are marked up as red flags but barely move the market. We don't have to be too concerned, but some of them, such as here the petroleum report at 11 on Thursday, we definitely need to be aware of. And if and as a CL trader, which we are, we want to really make sure that we're out of the market. I recommend at least 15 minutes beforehand. Now let's remember that normally the petroleum report, the inventory report, comes out at 10:30 on Wednesdays, but whenever we have a short week, they make it Thursdays at 11. So that's why you don't see it there, traders, at 10:30. They've moved it. So 15 minutes beforehand, you want to make sure you place no trades on CL during that time, and usually 10 to 15 minutes after, and that really comes down to the speed of the market. So just getting back to our PowerPoint, let's just go back here. You then got INO, you got briefing.com. If you're more into stocks, that may be they may be also be great channels for you to review. So let's now go back to our next section that I want to quickly cover, and that's discussing range charts. Many of my members and clients know that when it comes to short-term trading, and I am a day trader, I'm a fan of using either volume, tick charts, and range charts rather than the traditional time-based charts like the 1, 3, 5, 15 minutes, etc. I will look at a 5-minute on a separate screen just really looking at trading ranges, because sometimes if you're in a trading range, that is, using a range chart or a volume, it's not particularly a tick chart. Actually, it's not so obvious, so it's good to have maybe a 5 and a 15-minute there that you'll refer to just to check overall market direction. But getting back to trading, I love range charts, specifically on forex. Now usually when I'm trading the futures markets, I'll use tick charts. That's sort of my preference. I also, by the way, love volume charts on futures, but when it comes to forex specifically, I'm a real fan of range charts. So if we look at them, we've got time-based charts. Now time-based charts, candles are formed within a specific period of time. Tick, candles are formed within a specific number of ticks. That's the number of trades, not the volume of each of those trades, but the number of trades. Volume candles are formed within a specific amount of volume. Tick and volume, they look very similar, and both work absolutely brilliantly. And then of course we get to range and Renko. Now I also do like Renko, and we've done a lot of research on Renko in the past. And one thing that I don't like, which I suppose is the same in a way with a little with range, but with Renko I lose some of the information that I'm after. So my preference there is range. So candles are formed within a specific price range. Now in a moment I'm going to show you and point a couple of things out on the charts for you. So there are 3 rules of range charts, or bars if you like. Each range bar must have a high low range. It equals a specific range. So say if you're trading forex and you're choosing to use a 4 range, which is 4 pips, every candle is the same size. Each range bar must open outside the high-low range of the previous bar, and you'll see that in a moment on the chart. And each range bar must close at either its high or low, and you'll see that as well. Now there is something for members that are watching this I do also want to point out, and that is on in the members area you will see that there is a folder in my Google Drive called new member downloads. Now if you go down to new member downloads, out of many of the downloads that you've got there, I have put together a PDF of my preferred chart settings. Now it's also in one of the emails that you receive that you can download on my site, but if you just want to go to that folder that is new member downloads, you'll see my preferred chart settings, so you can go and look at that. Now the other thing I'd like to point out is that I love trading what we call the rule of 2. The rule of 2, and in the members area you will find there that we've got a PowerPoint specifically on trading the rule of 2. So it's printable, so you can download the PowerPoint. And just one more thing before you go to the charts, under the trading strategy video links, and for non-members, by the way, we have now over 300 videos in our series. You'll find there a video also on trading the rule of 2. So let's now go back to the PowerPoint, and actually we'll go straight to the slides. So what I've got here in front of you, we've got the euro dollar. Now as I mentioned, I really love range charts on the forex markets, and they just, to me, just work really well, probably because you get some great trends. Now so on the left here I've got an 89 tick chart. So of course you may like to trade an 89 tick, a 144, a 233, or which are 377, 610, all of which are fib numbers, whatever you really like trading. And that's a big question that comes up, and even under my downloadable PDF there of my preferred trading times for all markets, it really comes down to the speed of the market and what you feel comfortable. If you're an active day trader, You may even not want to even trade with a 4 range here, which I've got on my left, or even on the an 89 tick, and I've got a 4 range on the right here. You may need to even drop that down to maybe a 55 tick or a 3 range. It really comes down to the speed of the market. So what is my preferred time frame? Well, on the euro market, particularly on the forex market, I love the 89 tick. But of course I need to cross-reference with the red flag news announcements, because I need to make sure, of course, that I'm not in the market when a red flag comes out. And that, by the way, that's something that I still see particularly new traders getting caught with every week. Gee whiz, why did I get stopped out? Why did it go through my stop? It's because they're not checking red flags. Now of course there are announcements that comes out or news that comes out that we weren't aware of. Of course we can all get trapped, but it's very important you check your red flag, and then it gets back to your time frame. So my preferred time frame on trading the forex market, let's go from this tick chart. I'll fully expand this now, is I prefer range charts, the 4 range. Now for my members that know the rule of 2, you'll see you got a rule of 2 there, rule of 2, rule of 2, rule of 2. It just works. Over here you've got rule of 2, rule of 2. Here you've got a T1, so it makes up for you don't actually have a rule of 2 until to there. So if you're a scalper, it can work really well. So the preferred time frames for me, I really like on the euro dollar, I really like the 4 range. If I want to slow it down, I might jump up to a 5, 6 or a 7 range. Now there is one thing I must mention with range bars, and it's this. Normally when I'm trading, I always use an anchor chart of 3 times higher than the time frame I am trading, with the exception of range bars. Because the way they're actually formed, they're formed on a range in price. That means that my anchor chart must be 1.7 times higher, not 3 times higher. So therefore, if I'm trading a 4 range on forex, my anchor chart will be 7 range. It's very, very important. Most of you know the importance of having a time frame 3 times higher and the reasons for it. If you're trading range, it must be the 1.75 formula to actually make it work the way I trade. So back on the range. So range, it just is really on forex. I really like it. It, by the way, it works equally as well on stocks. It works very well on the futures markets, as long as you have a trending market. Okay, my preferred, I do prefer tick and volume on the futures markets. So traders, hopefully that's just giving you a brief rundown on range. Now if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. Even best of all, join the Day Traders Fast Track program with me, myself, and now in the thousands of members around the world. For $197 you obtain my 12 top day trading and swing trading strategies. As I mentioned, there's over 300 videos. There's a massive library of resources there now. It's the most comprehensive program in the world today for $197. On my homepage you can watch a video where I cover everything that's included in the Day Traders Fast Track program. And unless you want to join the chat room, there's no other upsell. There's nothing else to buy. You won't be contacted by telemarketers, etc. $197 is it. So traders, go to my subscribe, visit my channel, and I look forward to having you as a member. And I certainly hope that you picked up a few ideas out of today's video. Thank you.